Hey everybody, welcome to Storytime with Jon and Friends. I'm your host, Jon. Today we have an awesome episode. A very close friend of mine, Greg Kolb, came by. Greg had some great stories from touring with his band Bungler. In fact, he shared two stories of which I believe no one has ever experienced in their lives. No band at least. It was pretty unbelievable. I was blown away. If Bungler's playing anywhere in the area, definitely take the time to go and see them. You will not regret it. Thanks so much for stopping by. Be sure to give the video a like, give the channel a subscribe, share with your friends. Anything helps. I really appreciate you guys hanging out, and let me know what you guys think of the video. So yeah, enjoy.
We were pissing neon green every day.
That big ball of heat in the sky was too much. I thought there was a bear.
Reality goes, yeah, fresco. That's what I'm saying.
Hey everybody.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to
Welcome to
Storytime.
Storytime. So you guys played a show recently, huh?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It was good. It was sold out. We played second, which is, usually ideal.
Right.
Because you don't want to play last.
Yeah, never.
You know.
Especially, was this out of town?
No. Mohawk.
Oh, okay.
Mohawk place, yeah. So that was dope. Usually it takes until the next day for my body to catch up from all the stupid shit that I do.
Yeah.
But immediately after we stopped, I felt my neck tense up. And then I was just like, this usually doesn't happen.
Yeah.
This usually doesn't happen until the next day. But yeah, so I was feeling it right away.
Just like what, the bang over?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's the one thing I definitely don't miss about it. And playing like pop music is way better now because it's like, like not fucking, and then regretting it for the next 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, I was telling like Sky and Ryan, I was just like, I'm gonna use a mic stand like for the first time. I'm like, I'm getting old, I'm fat, I don't want to move around as much.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we started, I was like, nah, fuck that. Like I just couldn't do it.
Dude, that's not in you, dude. That's the best part about Bungler is the performance.
Yeah.
Like I think the first time we ever played with you guys was at what is it in Fredonia, the bar BJ's.
Yeah.
And I had known you and all the guys, especially like Ank played for me when I had my surgery, and I just remember like I was watching, and you were down on the floor in the crowd per usual.
Yeah.
And you walk up to me, you look at me, and you just lick the whole side, like straight up my face, and I was like, oh, this is sick.
Yeah, that's crazy because I don't even fucking remember that.
That's the thing. Like, I totally believe if you were to be like, I black out, I have no recollection, I would believe it.
It's unfortunate that I for the next few days I'll remember it. Like I'll remember it and I know exactly what I'm doing all the time.
Right.
So when I do stupid shit and like very unhygienical, is that a word?
Sure.
Unhygienic?
Yes.
Sure. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
And then I regret it.
It's a great performance, man. It's fun. It's a lot of fun to see. So I think it's like you'd be taking away from the performance and the experience of seeing Bungler if you weren't to do it. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
It's a lot like Let Live.
Oh yeah.
Like that lead singer, I had a conversation with him once and he was like, I black out. I have no idea what you're talking about. And I was like, you took your guitarist cab, took a running start and jumped and surfed across the stage on his, Marshall 412 or whatever. I'm like, he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I wish I had that excuse, Well, like we pulled, me especially, but like all of us, like we loved like Let Live, The Chariot.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So like we pulled so much from those bands.
Yeah. That's great though. That someone needs to do it. Keep that shit alive.
We're trying. I think we're at like one show a year because I think the hospital bills would be too much at this point.
That's true. Is so you guys are just like it's just we play when we can or when we're asked to or
yeah. Well, I mean with like Ryan being
and just doing his thing,
Mr. Tour mode,
Yeah,
very proud of him.
Absolutely. I got to get him on here too. So I got to reach out to him. But
he definitely has. I mean, like I'm about to steal the good stories.
I'm sure he's got his other ones.
But
he's got
a
with
lot
TikTok
of
artists or whatever the hell he's out with now.
Them in like Aria, like the Aria days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he in Aria?
Yeah, for a little bit, I think.
With Brian Ray and all those?
No, that was like the second coming of Arya.
Okay.
So like I think it was like him, Anthony, Bianca, Runk. And I think that was it. And then Sky toured with them a lot too.
Okay.
Did like merch.
Yeah, I grew up with Brian, like childhood baby. Like he's older than me, but like
From birth.
from like when I was born, he knew me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, small world. All right, so we talked a little bit. You said that you agreed to be on the pod, and you said you had a bunch of stories, and you gave me a little list. I have no idea what any of these are about, but the first on the list here, you have McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I still eat to this day, and I don't know why. Because we did a tour. I can't remember who it was with, but I remember that I had like zero money.
Okay.
As per usual.
That's tour.
If you can believe it, people didn't want to pay Bungler that much.
That's crazy.
So we would just like, I mean, we could like get from city to city, but like, you know, it was just like, we kind of ate shit for a while. And that was when McDonald's came out with their app. And when you signed up for the app, you got a free sandwich.
Oh, smart.
Yeah. So like me, Sky, and our friend Dakota, who we had with us, like doing merch, you know, all that stuff. We all made like 50 to 70 emails.
Oh, wow.
Just every day for like 2.5 weeks.
That's one way to stay alive.
3 sandwiches a day.
Yeah, there you go.
So we were doing that, and it was getting hard. It was getting tough. It was like our own little like mini supersize me. But I mean, I'm sure I gained weight, but I didn't notice back then. But like, I ate it so much, and Dakota. I think Sky like went off and on with it.
Yeah.
But me and Dakota were like broke as fuck. So we ate at least three sandwiches from McDonald's a day, because you had to go to like different locations, because like, you know, they're not gonna let you just keep on doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So you like order through the app, we do that, blah blah whatever. The end of the 2 weeks comes, and I'm like, my fucking brains out, like pain.
Yeah.
Pain and
Bleeding
just
out of your ass.
you know, I didn't want to look, so probably. But like, I'm just like, all right, I can't fucking do this. And I get home, and I'm like with my girlfriend, and she's like, I think you need to go to the doctor. And I'm like, I don't want to, because I don't want to face the reality.
Right. Yeah.
But I did, and they were like, yeah, it seems like, you know, like since you've been eating all this McDonald's and everything, it's like affecting like your stomach biome. So they put me on like prescription strength Prevacid.
Okay.
And like they were like, it's gonna get rid of like all the bacteria in your stomach, like even like the good ones that like whatever
you
they
need.
fucking do. Yeah, like yeah. I don't fucking know.
It's
I was like, whatever. Like if I feel better, I do that, and then we go back out for like a week. I think like a different like little tour or whatever. And I remember like specifically we were in Long Island, and the venue was like new-ish, you know? So like I was blessed with a new bathroom.
Yeah, like something you could actually use.
We like showed up, I kid you not, for like back and forth from like the van, just like chilling.
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes later for like 2 hours. Just like
man.
shitting. And I'm like,
This is while you're on the medication? Or before?
Yeah, well, I think like either like while or like directly after.
Okay.
But yeah, so just back and forth. And then we played a show. And like thankfully I didn't shit myself. I haven't shit myself once in Bungler. Which is like that's
impressive.
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's actually impressive.
I think it would have crossed over to like the G.G. Allen territory.
Okay.
If I would have shit myself, and I never wanted to do that. So we played that show, kept on shitting, as one does. And because like the thing that good bacteria does is like filters out stuff. I don't know, that's what they told me. They're like, you need it for like, so like your stomach isn't like one giant hole that everything just drops down and then you just shit it out. But that's what was happening to me. I would eat
so it was
something-
going literally right through you.
Yeah, quite literally. Yeah. And then
Was that painful?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was mostly exit wounds. You know what I'm talking about. But Yeah, and then that same show, the stupidest fucking idea. Like the edge of the stage was in like what do you call like that metal with like the diamonds? Like
It's like it's supposed to be like the bulletproof looking crap.
yeah, like it was just plated like
Yeah.
here, like right like on like the edge of the stage. Somebody cracked their head open. I think it was during Varials. I think that's like we were playing with them.
Yeah.
And somebody just cracked their fucking head open and like show stopped. Like ambulance came, like the whole 9 yards, and I'm just shitting in the bathroom half the time. Somebody's bleeding, all like clinging to life. And I'm also doing the same, just in a different room of the venue. You know?
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. But I still eat McDonald's. I don't know why.
Did you take a break?
Define break.
Like, oh, I didn't have McDonald's for 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Holy shit, dude. Literally. Oh man.
It's addictive.
That's I can't tell you the last time I had McDonald's. That's not to say I don't eat fast food, because occasionally I'll do Chick-fil-A or like something, that's close, like Moe's or something, but I haven't had McDonald's in so long.
I think I had it 2 days ago.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't take breaks, baby.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah.
All right. So next here we have Scrumbelina.
Scumbelina.
Oh, sorry. Scrumbelina is so much worse. Actually, I don't even know. Scumbelina and the 26-hour drive with no off day.
Yeah. So Scumbelina is, I'm going to guess, a resident of Logan, Utah.
Okay.
Which is a town you've never heard of, I'm going to guess. Yeah.
Definitely not.
Because it's, I mean, like, no offense to the people there. Great people. Minus Scumbelina. But, like, great people. A pretty little town fixed right in between some mountains.
Okay.
You know?
So beautiful view.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, especially for, like, people from here, it's
Right,
like,
yeah.
we're like, holy shit.
We've never seen this.
People live near a mountain.
Yeah.
Like, I live near 4 speedways, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah.
we're driving in to Logan, Utah. We're supposed to play one show there. I think this was when we were on tour with Until We Are Ghosts, and Lifelink was still on that tour at that point.
Okay.
And we drive in. Ryan, because he's like chief resident, like knows when something's fucking up officer, like in like with like cars or like, electronics or whatever. He starts feeling something, and he's like, something doesn't feel right. Like, we had like a new van that we bought because we were like, we're gonna, I mean,
Hit it
probably
hard.
not new, yeah, but like it was like the newest thing we could have bought at the time,
Right.
So
This wasn't that long ago, right? That was like 5-6 years ago.
no, I think the last time we toured was 2017.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
a while ago.
Yeah,
I just remember the new van. I remember you guys getting the van because that was right around the time that he was Hank had to play for me because of my surgery.
yeah.
But anyways.
I think this might have been right after we had to borrow your guys' van,
Okay.
which I don't even know if you remember that.
I remember it happening. I don't really remember much else. It was like
It slept way better than our van. Like
yours?
your
Or ours?
Yeah, your van.
Did that have the loft in it?
I think so.
Okay.
I just remember like the front seats were spacious,
Yeah. Yeah.
which ours were not.
Yeah.
But we like were rolling into like Logan, Utah. Ryan notices something's up with the van. We like load in, whatever. Ryan figures like all that out, figures that our transmission is toast on our like practically new van.
That's tough.
Because we didn't know that if you're like towing a van and trailer, you're supposed to have
put
like
it in that other.
See, this is exactly where my brain's at. I'm like, what mode?
I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the tow mode. It's like there's drive and then there's one after it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I mean, if Ryan didn't know it, then me and Sky definitely didn't fucking know it.
Right.
So we like load in. Ryan goes to figure that out, finds that out, and then we're like, okay, well, fuck, what are we supposed to do? Because they're like, it'll take like about a week to fix.
Yep.
And we didn't have, I don't think we had a show planned the next day, but we played the show. It was cool from what I remember. So we're like, all right, the dude's gonna let us sleep in the venue. We have a place to sleep because our van's getting like fixed or whatever. We have a place to sleep. We're just gonna like chill. He's like, here's the keys, you know, like, so we had like free reign, pretty much. So we're like walking up and down like the main road. And we noticed this girl that was at the show, like hanging out, being, you know, like, no offense to her, she was just having fun, you know, but she was on something, some would say.
Okay.
You know?
So she was really having fun.
Yeah, she was having a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah. And good for her, you know? But we're like, who is this girl? And the promoter was just like, oh, she just goes by Scumbelina.
That's her actual name?
Yeah.
Like, that's just what she's known by?
Yeah.
That
I mean,
is
she
ridiculous.
was calling herself Scumbelina from what I remember.
Was she like, did she look crusty? Was she, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
crust punk? Like,
Yeah.
like just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, it fit.
That's awesome.
It really did, yeah. But like, I mean, if you're going to give yourself a nickname, that's kind of a sick nickname.
That...
Kinda cool.
Where, let's play a game. Where on her body is it tattooed?
It wasn't on her face, I can tell you that. But it's definitely something like the Scumbelina, like
or
on,
like
on the
right
thighs.
above.
Yeah.
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 So like she's like hanging out, walking around with us. The dude we had with us at merch at the time was just like he was in a transitional period of his life, I'd like to say. And he was just like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna hang out with her, and we're like, all right, like do your thing, you know what?
Right.
Like, so like I really don't know what happened, but like the next day we all wake up, we're like, well, okay, like we got to figure this out. Unfortunately, nothing crazy happened. Scumbelina, you know, maybe did her thing, maybe not, I don't know, but we find out from the promoter the next day that he's like, oh, we can just have another show with all you guys playing it again. We can just do that and we'll throw it and people will come. And we're like,
Okay.
all right, whatever. I mean, we'll take the money, you know?
Yeah.
So we played a second show, same sets, same bands, probably the same crowd.
Right.
And we're like, all right, so we have a show, like, I think it was like a day or two out. Maybe we had an off day. So we figure we'll try and pack as much of our stuff in the other band's vans as we can.
Okay.
And we had like really good insurance for that van, thankfully. That was all Ryan.
So was it just all covered?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's an expensive one.
yeah.
That's in it. Trust me, I know.
Like all thanks to Ryan Eichenbauer.
Yeah.
Because like, again, if it was me doing this, I'd be like, do we need insurance?
Yeah.
You know, like
He was adulting when the two of you could not.
he really had to.
Yeah.
He
I
had
feel
to.
that.
Because me and Sky were just in it for the vibes.
Right,
You know?
yeah.
We were just like, let's play shows.
Right.
Let's eat fucking, I don't know, like In and Out. And like, that's like literally all we cared about was the food.
Yeah.
I mean, and the music, obviously, but like, we were mostly in it for the food.
Just in different states.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were eating McDonald's, so what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, what I had to, you know? But, so we get, like, a Jeep Cherokee or something.
Okay.
So, like, we have 4 people. So, like, it fit us all right. You know, it was uncomfortable, but we ended up putting, like, the back seats down. And, like, we would, like, drive with the insurance plan we had like a stipend for hotels or whatever.
Okay.
So it was just like quite literally other
So
than
it
like
covered you like better than you could have done for yourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because when we were touring for like however many years we did, we stayed in like 2 hotels otherwise.
Yeah, we definitely stayed in more than that, but it was like not often. It
Yeah.
was like if we were out for a month, 2 weeks in, we'd get one to shower.
Yeah.
If we hadn't, you know, and then that was it, you know.
Yeah. I'm guessing you guys too, like mostly just relied on like somebody being like, hey, do you want to like sleep here? Or, like at least like shower here. Like we got really good at Walmart showers.
Oh, same.
Family bathroom.
Dude,
mint.
So, and for future, if you ever have to do this, we got one of those camping shower bags where it's just a bag, a plastic bag, and it has like a little plastic nozzle with a tube. So we would go to the Walmart bathroom and This was the most annoying thing ever at some of them because if it was the motion censored sink,
Oh, fuck.
we'd put it under there and you go, psst, psst, and you have to keep fucking doing it. But this bag's, 3 gallons or whatever. So you're sitting in there for an hour and a half.
So would you take it and
Walk
carry
through
it
the store.
through?
Yeah, dude. We'd
Holy
walk
shit.
through the store and then shower in the parking lot.
I mean, it's smart.
I mean, it worked. We, I don't want to get sidetracked, but real quick, there was one specific tour. The first tour we did that at, we were in like Richmond, South Carolina, North Carolina, wherever that is. I forget. It's been so long. But
Virginia.
or Virginia,
Yeah, okay.
Richmond, Virginia. I don't know. But anyway, so we stop. We get the water. Everybody's like, all right, we're gonna we'll rip quick showers just to get the scum off, real quick in the parking lot. We open the doors to the van and leave them closed halfway or most of the way, so it's
Nice shower
you're
stall.
blocked.
Yeah.
Well, me and Mush were like, all right, we'll just shower in boxers or swim trunks, and then dry off and switch, change into dry clothes. And Mike was like, why? I'm just gonna be naked. So he does the whole thing, and we have pictures. I'm not gonna post them. But we have pictures of him just toweling down and his junk's just out, but the door's kind of closed.
Yeah.
And then it was so funny because he puts his boxers on. He puts one leg in, puts the other leg in, pulls it up, and as he lets go, cop car pulls up.
No.
Yeah, and they were like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "Showering," and they're like, "Showering? What are you talking about?" We're like, "Oh, we're touring band." Blah. I told them the whole spiel, and they're like,
Yeah.
"All right, well, chill. Don't do anything stupid. Have good night for the night." And we're like, "Yeah, good night." And then they came back an hour later and kicked us out, which
Yeah, fuck.
made no sense. It was just Walmart being
So
sketchy.
he was one pant leg away from an indecent exposure.
100%.
charge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Completely bare ass naked. Guy pulls up as he pulls them up, so he couldn't get in trouble.
That
It was
is
crazy.
Lucky.
Oh yeah.
Lucky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, so we're staying in hotels. Obviously, we're having the other bands
Right.
hang out with us because we're not just gonna do that and be
Yeah.
like,
Be the only one.
have fun in Walmart, fuckers.
We'll see you later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we're chilling. It was honestly because we were in the Pacific Northwest for the first time too. So I'm driving through. I'm listening to Nirvana and Bon Iver. I got my vibes going on, and we're driving through mountains with clouds hugging the trees and all
Happy
that
little
shit.
trees.
It was awesome. And then we play a show in Northern California, and we're all right, we have to drive to play a show somewhere right above LA.
Okay.
And then we had to drive all the way back to Logan, Utah to get our
Get
van.
the van. Oh
Yep.
man.
And
How long of a drive was that? 6-8 hours?
no,
It's not that far, is it?
take the 6 and then add a 2 before it.
Okay.
Round trip, it was 26 hours.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
So we're doing that. We're all right, we have to play first at this show. And thankfully we came back to the venue on a later date because the venue was sick. I wish we could have stayed chilled because that's again the first time I've ever been to LA. So I was like, oh cool, I want to do all the LA things, maybe
Yeah,
see
I wanna
Staples Center.
experience it,
Yeah. So we're doing that. We play first and we're all right, we gotta fucking go. So we haul ass just in a Jeep Grand Cherokee all the way back to Utah, pick up our van as we're sleeping in taking shifts of 2 hours each because that's what we had to do because
Right.
there's 3 of us.
Yeah.
We go pick up our van, we drive back to the next venue, an hour south of Los Angeles. So we could have just
Went.
hung out,
Yeah.
got some in and out, played a show,
Did what you
sleep.
wanted to do.
Yeah. Could have fucking woke up early, gone to a mall.
Yeah. Wow.
Fucking love malls, So
I love malls.
but no, we did that. We get back quite literally just in time to play our set.
Wow.
So we drive up, get all of our shit out, set it up, play a show. We're all dead fucking tired.
Right.
We're getting 2 hours of sleep. It's not good sleep, just terrible. We couldn't stop to like piss, shit.
Were you guys
eat.
like delirious while you were on stage?
Yeah, 100%. I barely remember that show.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like we get off, load in, play our set, and I could not tell you what happened for the next like day and a half.
Really?
I was
Just that out of it.
I was so fucked.
Yeah, I believe it.
It was terrible. Yeah,
It's not, touring is not for the weak, especially when you get in situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like we blew our transmission once in Houston, I want to say, and like it was the same thing. We had never had a trailer before, got a trailer, pulled the trailer on that tour, and I was not throwing it in that tow. You know, it was just in drive, and I'm the main driver. It's whatever. I was the main driver at the time.
Help you.
Dude, I just don't trust other people like driving while I'm in the vehicle.
You would have not trusted me if we were around tour together.
No, the only person I trusted was Chuck or Charlie.
Yeah.
And everyone else, if they were driving, I was sleeping on the loft because if I'm gonna die,
Die in comfort.
I'm gonna die while I'm sleeping or in comfort. Exactly. But yeah, so we blew the transmission. That was like a whole fucking thing. That experience is like so. It's like mind numbing too, because you're like, you guys had a little bit better of a situation because the insurance covered like hotel and all that shit.
Yeah.
We lucked out because Ryan was still on the band on that tour, and his uncle lived 10 minutes from where we broke down.
That's sick.
Yeah, and he was like, "I'll come get the I'll come get the trailer." So he picked up the trailer, towed it to his place.
Yeah.
And then we had somebody come tow the van. But yeah, it's such a stressful thing to have to deal with too. Is like, who knows that you have to put that shit in tow? Because I know now, but only because of blowing the transmission on the fucking thing. You know?
I mean, what a great way to learn. You know,
learn from your mistakes, right? That's what they say.
God, yeah, because like I mean, like, dude, my dad wasn't like super into cars, and like, you know, not to get like too emotional, but we had never had a great relationship, so we like barely ever talked, like whatever. So, I never knew anything about cars because I was just like, fuck you, Dad. I don't want to learn anything you like. Yeah. I wish part of me learned just a little bit because maybe then I could have been like, oh, maybe we should put it in tow mode, guys. You know, just coast down the hills. You know.
Yeah, that's funny too. There was like one other instance too where we almost blew up our van, and it was like we were in Worcester, and we picked up Christian from the hotelier because he was playing acoustic on the show we were playing. So we're driving back from that show, and the van's running weird, and I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. He's like, hey, your van's getting really overheated. I was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. And he's like, no, like turn the van off right now. Look at your coolant. You don't have any coolant. It's gonna explode. So we shut it down. We had to run across a highway to get some shit. But it's like he toured way more than us at that point. And without him, I wouldn't have known to check that on a regular basis. You know, with what we were doing. But too close to comfort. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So next here you have, what is it? Guelph.
Oh, Guelph was a fun day. Guelph, Canada. I have no clue where.
This is a location, a place.
I know there's like a minor hockey team there or whatever. Okay. That's all I knew about Guelph before going there. So we're like on like our first Canadian tour with Motives, and it's going pretty well. Canadians fucking love music. I'm guessing Canadian music too. But like chilling, having a great time, eating a bunch of Harveys. Have you ever had Harveys?
I have had Harveys.
I love Harveys. I miss it so much.
I don't remember it being like, oh my God, I can't wait to get back, but I definitely have had it.
It's so not great. But like it's awesome. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's like I think I got like a fucking veggie burger with tzatziki and like red onions and like something else on it. And I was like, I need to get this again tomorrow. And I just kept on eating. I pretty much did like McDonald's, but like with Arby's in Canada. So we get like we're rolling into Guelph pretty early because like the drives in Canada, like at least for us, were like super short, like an hour, like whatever.
Everything's pretty close as far as
Other than like you go to like Quebec, Montreal, those are close, but then you go from Montreal to like Ottawa.
Yeah, because that like you're not going to any of the small cities in between there.
Yeah. But like in Ontario, we hit like every fucking small city you could. So like it was like cool because the drives were short, like everything. And we roll into Guelph early, and we're walking around the town. You know, we like load into the venue because they were nice enough to like let us do that. You know, walking around the town. We were playing odds at that point a lot. You know, you know what odds is.
Yeah, we for anybody who's listened to Charlie's episode, this is the game that made him cartwheel out of a gas station after screaming, "I'm having a fart attack."
I love it. Oh, I love it.
That was 1 in a million, and he got
nailed.
I
need to go back in the catalog. But so we were playing odds, and there was a huge like those like circle water fountains like in the middle of town square, like with like the fucking spitting out water
fish or whatever,
or
like the little guy peeing or something.
Yeah. So like there's one of those, and somebody odds Sky to like drink out of there, and I've seen Sky eat like clams out of a dirty river in Mississippi,
like live clam, just like regular.
Yeah, they like cooked them up on like a little grill that like one of the other bands had. So like Sky really like Sky will ingest mostly anything.
Not
at
much
least once
deters him. He doesn't. Yeah.
Strong stomach.
Yeah.
But so he's like, oh, okay, 1 out of 2, and obviously he fucking loses it because you're going to. You look at somebody's eyes and be like, you're gonna say 1, you know? Like, so he loses it. He takes a drink out of there, whatever. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go back to the venue. I think like me and one other person did. I like got like a 2-3 hour nap in. And then I start walking around like the town by myself. I go like get a coffee. I like walk by like that arena where they play hockey at. I'm like, I'm having a great time. I meet up with the rest of them because I just see them because the town's super small, like walking around. And they're like, do we have something to fucking tell you? And I'm like, let me know. So they all start telling me this story. Yep. Yeah, pretty much. They all start telling me this story about they were walking around while like I was sleeping, and they met some dude somewhere. And he was a pastor of like a local church, and there was like a mission, and he's like, do you guys want to come see like what we do? And they're like, fuck it. Why not? You know, you live once. So they go do it. Apparently it's like a little sketchy, a little creepy, like, and the dude's like explaining a lot to him about what they do, and like it's really good. But he's like, yeah, we try and get out. I thought it was like a night walk they did, but I guess it was like a morning walk from what Sky told me and remembers. But he's like, yeah, we try and get out and do a walk every day, but unfortunately, we lost one of our own the other day. He was found in the water fountain in the middle of town like 2 days before we got
on
there.
Their walk?
Yeah, like essentially. I mean, like,
oh no,
it's the same water fountain Sky drank out of.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, did he immediately start vomiting? Like,
from what I remember, no. I mean, I feel like at that point you're like, all right, and like my girlfriend made the joke yesterday when I was telling her about this, because apparently I never told her this, which I don't understand how. I feel like I've told everyone this, but like she's like, do you think this, Sky likes to make jokes about eating human flesh, you know, because it's just like kind of like a haha hee hee, you know, and she's like, do you think that's where Sky got his taste for human flesh?
That's a great joke.
Yeah,
that's a great joke, dude. That is crazy. I cannot. I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Well, dude, I mean, like not as like hard hitting, but like we play the show. The show's fucking awesome because like there's a bunch of like college kids.
Right.
There's like they're like the type that are like, we listen to like Drake and Taylor Swift, so they're doing like this the whole time.
Yes.
And it's like, cool. These are the people that buy merch.
Yeah.
So
they can be like, have you heard of this band Bungler?
They're fucking rock stars, bro. But like great people, you know, like all Canadians are. But there was also like an art show going on the floor below us. We go down there and we're finding out about all this stuff. And then there's one dude that like I didn't see it happening, but this is what Sky told me yesterday. He saw one dude then like that was like, I don't know, I guess he looked a little sketchy or whatever, but like he found out that he was painting like exclusively with his own blood and semen.
I feel like was this guy in the news?
Maybe.
Because I definitely have heard about this.
I feel like if he hasn't been in the news, he's gonna be. Which I mean, like, I get it, to each their own, but like, I'm good.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, personally, I'm not hanging that on the wall.
No,
there's
yeah.
no room.
That's
the only reason.
I'd be too tempted, right? Just me? Okay, no.
Oh my goodness, dude. The body was in the fountain. That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest. I thought you were about to wrap up the story and be like, and this is how we all came to the Church of Scientology. Or like something.
Well, you didn't let me finish.
Dude, that is wild. That's so crazy. Did that like fuck with Sky's head at all?
I mean, probably. But like, he didn't, I mean, if it did, he didn't let any of us know. Yeah. But like,
jeez.
Yeah, that was so fucking funny.
I'm shook right now. That is fucking wild.
I mean, I woke up from a nap, like groggy. I'm like, let me get my coffee, and then this guy's like, I drank dead body water, you know. It's like a nice little like add some bubbles. It's like a nice like dead people seltzer,
yeah, right?
You know.
Jesus, oh my god, and like probably shit or piss in there. Because of the dude was dead.
There's probably coins in there.
Before the guy was thrown in there.
Yeah.
Somebody else shit or piss in there.
Oh, yeah. It was like,
God.
I mean, at least from the one day we were there, it seemed like a college party town.
Yeah.
So, like, the sketchy shit was probably all in that fountain. They could clean it the best they want, and, like, there's still, like, residual cum just, like, on the edges.
It's ridiculous. Oh, man, that's so crazy. That was not where I thought the story was going.
Yeah,
like,
no.
That is insane.
You can't make that shit up.
And that was in Guelph.
Yeah, Guelph, Ontario.
Oh, my God.
Great place. Visit sometime. It's a great place.
Usually
for the
go
kids.
for walks, but oh, my God.
We had to take a break because we found a dead person.
Jesus, that is crazy. That is, insane. How do you top that? How do you top that?
Well.
All right. Top it. Let's
All right.
go.
So next on the list is Houston. And this is when we were on tour with Kai and Ashi and Sabella.
Okay.
And we were headlining that tour. It was like a whole U.S. started, I think, in like Nashville, came back all the way up around to like, I don't know, fucking like tri-state area. Mm-hmm. First of all, we shouldn't have been headlining that tour because we were the only band who did like a full U.S. before that. But they were so much more popular on the internet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Kai and Ashi is like super cool, like super technical. They got like that like MySpace era vibe going for them, and I fucking love it. And then Sabella was just like huge on like I don't fucking know, like what's the
Pure
the
volume?
Yeah, no, yes, Pure
Really?
Volume. Yeah, no, it was oh my god, what is that?
Spotify?
No, like the SoundCloud.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so they were like, I mean, from what I remember, they were like huge on like one of those like sites where like music nerds love them.
Right.
So they're both pulling like a lot of people, which is awesome. But it would be more awesome if those people stayed for us.
Oh, they just bailed?
Yeah, pretty much.
That sucks.
Pretty much like every show. But I mean, like, nonetheless, like, I love both those bands.
Yeah, for sure.
Great friends, great people. Like, was worth it just to hang out with them. So we were always kind of like frugal with like our band money.
Okay.
Because we're like, I mean, we're not making like a ton, so we're like, we need it for gas, like repairs if we need to, like whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I was and still am working at Spot Coffee like pretty much the whole time we toured. And before we became unionized, like everyone should do.
Get out.
We like I didn't make a lot of money.
Right.
So like I was like working for like 2 or 3 weeks, taking whatever I had and like budgeting it out and then not following that budget whatsoever.
I was bad at that too.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Like you're in a different state and you're like, I've never had Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
So then you're like, I need to get like 6 things from here because maybe I'll never be back.
Yep.
You know? So like didn't have like a shit ton of money that tour either. So like we were kind of being frugal. The other 2 bands had the black cards for Planet Fitness.
Oh, okay.
Like
so
a
they
few-
could go in and shower and shit?
Yeah. So like, and they were super nice about like being like, you guys can show up, like we'll take you in, blah, whatever. So like we had like a bunch of showers that tour.
Yeah.
Like we had a photographer with us, which is very important to the story. And like he would like go in, use the Wi-Fi to like, you know, do all his photo stuff. Like we have photos like the same night. It was awesome. So we're in Houston. We played a great show, like awesome show, like packed. People knew what like some of the words to our songs, which was fucking crazy to me.
That's the best feeling.
I know,
The
right?
best feeling.
Especially to someone like me who can't play an instrument, can barely sing. Maybe, I don't know. I sang on like 2 Bungler songs and I don't listen to them, so I don't know how they sound.
All I'll say is not many people can do what you do on a nightly basis when you
I'll
do
take
that.
it.
Because the energy that you put out is insane.
Which
It is amazing to see.
crazy that I have it because I don't work out.
That's why you have the energy.
I just eat like shit and then hope for the best.
You're like, this is my McChicken.
this is the energy from the fries.
That's a McFlurry.
Oh God, that was a great night if you could get a McFlurry. But yeah, so like we play a fucking awesome show.
Mainly because they weren't ever working, right?
Yeah, straight up. Like me and my girlfriend went to McDonald's by our Palmer the other day, and I was like, maybe they're gonna have like the thing
Machines
working.
down.
No, they did. It
Oh,
was
shit.
crazy. I felt like I won the fucking lottery.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Anyways, play a great show. You know, we're like, all right, we're gonna stay in Houston because we didn't have like a long drive to where we were going to next. And we're like, all right, the Planet Fitness is like one end of this like huge strip mall with like a bunch of stuff in it, and at the other end was like a fucking like Ralph's or whatever it is down there, like a Tops. And we're like, all right, we're gonna get our showers in. We're gonna, you know, do all that. We're gonna chill with them, and then once we're about to settle down for the night, we're gonna move our van down there. So like if we have to like piss or like we need to get like food or like whatever, we can go into this grocery store because it was 24 hours. And there was like a McDonald's right behind us because that's just a fucking theme in my life apparently. And we so we like do that, we hang, we go down, we park our van, and at some point during the night, like, and I want to preface this by saying the following story is not this dude's fault. but from what I remember, these actions led to some things that nobody would have thought would happen. So the photographer we have with us, he's like up super late. Like we all fall asleep around, I think like midnight, 1 o'clock, you know, super early for a touring musician.
Yeah.
And he goes in to Planet Fitness again because like the other bands are still up. And he didn't have keys to our van. So what I think happened is like he was just like, oh, okay, like I'll just leave like this door unlocked. And like I'll just like do my shit, come back in. Completely reasonable. You know, understand he didn't want to wake us up.
Yeah.
So it was we had like he was sleeping across the 2 front seats. Because we're pieces of shit. Like we all had a van bench. Ryan built himself a little bed in the back. So like we're terrible people. So he's sleeping across the 2 front seats. Then we have Alex Matos with us. I feel like I fuck up his last. I've known him for fucking years. I feel like
I always say Matos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we have him sleeping in the front bench. And then I'm next, and then Sky, and then Ryan all the way in the back.
Okay.
And, you know, like we fall asleep, whatever. We wake up, the van's driving, like you're used to, you know. You fall asleep in the vans, like you're so used to sleeping in a moving van. Mm-hmm. I wake up to Sky being like, oh, fuck, that's not you. And then I look above me and see that Alex is still sleeping in front of me. And then I look back behind Sky and Ryan's there. And I'm like, who the fuck is driving our van? And our photographer's nowhere to be seen. And it's just some random fucking guy.
No.
Because we had, probably not the smartest idea.
What?
Touring bands, don't fucking do this. We had our keys, like, we had like bungee cords, like around the van, holding up like drapes, essentially. We would put our keys up there. And there was one like right by like the driver's seat. And I'm guessing this dude was fucked up. And he, what we came to find out later, stole our GPS, which I'm still pissed about to this day because I fucking loved that GPS, and a pocket knife out of our glove compartment.
Oh.
And he saw the keys and was just like, I need a ride home. So he took our van.
What the fuck?
Didn't know that there was 4 people sleeping in the van behind him. So I wake up and I'm like, oh, fuck. And Ryan, it really goes back to just Ryan being like the most adult, toughest person I know. Ryan's like, who the fuck are you? Get the fuck out of our van. The dude's just like, I just needed a ride home. And I'm like sitting there like actually screaming like a child. I'm just like, oh God, oh no.
We're all dead.
Like, I think Sky was just silent. I don't think he couldn't think of anything to say in that moment, which
Who does?
yeah, right? Well, I mean, apparently me. And then Alex woke up and like, I feel like Alex wanted to fuck this dude up really bad, but Ryan got to it first. Ryan, from the back of a 15-passenger van, Superman jumps into the front seat. His legs are still like over all of us, like over all the seats. He just starts wailing on this guy. And this dude's driving
Jesus
our van, like
Christ.
30 miles an hour down like a residential road.
Yeah.
And it's like in the part of like the country where like, you know, like the cinder block walls, like by like some houses, like more like in the South.
Yeah.
So Ryan's wailing on this dude. And the dude eventually barrel rolls out of our van.
While it's moving?
Yeah, while it's moving. And Ryan has to grab
The
wheel and like straighten the van out before we crash into one of those walls.
Oh my God.
Gets his feet up there, whatever. We go back completely silent. Completely fucking silent.
Yeah, what do you say in that moment?
Absolutely nothing. I already got my
Checks out.
Oh my God, I'm gonna die out of the way.
Mommy.
So so I had nothing left in the tank.
That's crazy.
So we get back and we explain it to everyone else in the tour package. We had to wake them up. We're like, so we're gonna go to the Walmart like 10 miles away. So we do that. I call my girlfriend. Lovely person. Dealt with way too much. She was so calm.
Right.
But I know she was freaking out about it, like when she got off the phone with me. So we get to the Walmart. We're all just like, holy fuck, what the fuck just happened?
Oh my God.
Like, how are we alive? And then immediately me and Sky start making GarageBand songs. Just like, pretty much just being like, doot, 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 we got stolen. Doot, doot, doot.
Do you have any of these?
No, God, I wish.
Come on.
Oh, man. If I can find any, I'll send them to you.
Send them to me.
But like,
I will, yes.
it was just like shitty fucking beats with like a wee woo and like horrible singing. We used to do that all the fucking time.
That's awesome.
But so that was
What was everybody else's reaction? Like all the tour package?
pretty much the same as us. They were just like,
holy
what the
shit.
fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like I tell people this and they're like, you got kidnapped. And I'm like, no. We got stolen. we didn't get
You
kidnapped.
got unintentionally kidnapped.
Some would say. Yeah. You know?
Oh my God, that's crazy. This was in Houston, right?
Yeah.
That's insane. You're so fucking lucky too.
Yeah, we
'Cause,
could
like-
we could have died.
Oh, Texas is a completely different animal.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap.
Like
dude.
the fact that like knowing afterwards that he had our weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I'm not even talking about the gun. I was thinking like everybody in Texas has a gun.
Yeah.
It's an open carry.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And if he was fucked up too, and like, just imagine this, you're this guy and you're fucked up and you're driving someone's vehicle. You don't know they're in the back. And then all of a sudden someone just Superman jumps from the back and is screaming at you while someone else is crying. Another person's dead silence.
I wish that I could find this dude and be like, what do you remember from this night?
What did you experience in this moment?
Dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like, and again, it's like one of those things that like people don't ever believe me when I tell the story. And I'm like,
It's an unbelievable story.
how the fuck could I make this up?
I believe you, but it's that when I saw Houston, no part of my brain was like, these dudes got kidnapped.
Bungler got kidnapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Because of their own stupidity,
Yeah.
I guess.
Essentially.
Yeah.
It's like it's just like some like that thing that you don't think about at a certain
It'll
point.
never happen to me.
Yeah, because you're like you always like it was like the one fucking time we like where like the doors were unlocked and like all that
crazy.
shit. Like because we always were just like, all right, we're gonna lock ourselves in this van, blah blah whatever. Like super careful about it. The one time we don't, we get kidnapped.
That's
So
insane.
touring bands, lock your fucking
doors
shit.
and keep your keys on you.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I would not doubt you, Bungler, being one of the only bands that's ever happened to. Like being in the vehicle
Yeah.
and waking up to some dude just driving off with your shit,
Yeah. Because again, like you're like,
including you.
oh, like somebody's driving the van.
Yeah.
Where are we going? Fucking Walmart.
That is
like
so crazy, dude.
McDonald's.
Oh, that's twice now you've woken up to something crazy.
Yeah.
You guys have way different experiences than we do.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, Boca Raton.
Oh, this is okay. So this is mostly just like a personal night that I will never forget.
Okay.
That happened to me.
So was this like a vacation or?
No, this was on tour.
Okay.
But we had like 5 off days because you know how it goes. You never truly play all the shows you're supposed to on a tour.
Never.
So we had like 5 off days. We were with Until We Are Ghosts, either on that same tour that we were on with them or a different one. But they had a friend that lived in Boca Raton, Florida, and we were playing a show like close to there, like a city or two over. The next show we had, so we're like, he's like, oh, you guys can chill for like 5 days. We'll hang out. Like this is like a vacation spot, mostly for older people, but whatever, you know. And like it was sick, but so we're like chilling, we're having a good time. I'm blowing money like it's my fucking like it's my fucking day job.
Like it's not my budget.
There was like a bar down the road, like because he was friends with everyone. He worked in the service industry, so he was like friends with everyone at every bar, every restaurant, and super great guy. So like everyone loved him. And he's just like, oh, these are my friends. They're from Buffalo. These ones are from Rochester, and they're like, fuck yeah, here's like $1 drink and like one of those like fucking, you know, you ever watch The Bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the things that like that they're drinking out of. Yeah. So like one of those, but it was like tequila and soda water or
Okay.
like whatever. Like basic drinks, but still that's all I needed.
Right.
And like I was straight edge for like a while, and you know, I broke because I'm just a huge piece of shit.
Or you just life took you somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're a piece of
And I'm a piece of shit. So like I didn't have much I didn't have much experience with like drinking and especially like smoking weed or anything. But
Right.
like I was like, okay, like, you know, somewhere on the tour I was like, fuck it, I'll take like a hit off like this one dude's joint. And like I was doing pretty good with it. Like because I didn't think I would be because I have like terrible anxiety. So I was just like, this is either gonna go really good or really fucking bad.
Right.
And it was good for a while. So we get down there, we're chilling. I'm smoking a bunch of weed. I'm drinking like $1 drinks, you know? And then I think it was like the night before we had to leave, or like 2 nights before we had to leave. Somehow or another, half the tour package went to sleep at an adult film actress's house. From what I can remember, nothing happened. But like she was just like super into the music, you know, like whatever.
She knew one of the guys, or
Yeah, something like that. And like half the tour package was like, cool, she lives in like a fucking mansion, so we're gonna go there. And I'm like, oh cool, like I'll just chill here. Like this is fine.
do you know who it was?
I couldn't remember her name
No.
if I tried. But
I was just wondering. So.
yeah. I didn't want to like look this
I was
up
wondering
later.
for a friend.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, so like I'm chilling there. It was like I know Ryan was there, and then like part of Until We Are Ghosts whatever. And like me, Ryan, and Jordan from Until We Are Ghosts are out on the balcony smoking weed. And I go back in, and like, you know that moment when you like look at your hands and you're like, oh fuck. You ever have that moment when you're like fucked up, where you're like, something's not right?
No,
Like you
I don't think so.
you look down at your hands and you're like, what are these?
No.
I had that moment. And I was like, oh no. And I kid you not, worst panic attack of my fucking life.
Yeah?
And I was high as fuck. And then I was like, oh, I have a Red's Harder Apple Ale. And I'm like, maybe if I chug this,
Oh, yeah.
it'll counteract
It's
whatever's
gonna be
going
great.
on. Let me tell you what didn't happen. So I'm crossfaded, having the worst anxiety attack in my life. I have pinhole vision, and all I remember is pacing back and forth with like from what I can see, because it's literally like looking through a fucking pinhole in
Wow.
my eyes, and I'm
'Cause
walking.
you're just that fucked up?
Yeah. And like the fucking tunnel vision from the anxiety and
Yeah, yeah.
everything. I apparently called my girlfriend, who is the same girlfriend for all of this, mind you. Like, we've been together for a while. So she's been with
So
me.
she
through
was
some
going to leave you. She
shit.
would have done it
Yeah,
already.
Yeah. So like I'm safe. But I call her, and apparently I was just like, oh, like I don't know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't remember any of this shit. But she told me, she's like, you sounded like you were about to fucking cry like the whole time. And I was
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't doubt if I was.
You're like, I probably was crying.
Yeah. So all I remember is pacing back and forth between like a back room and then like the front room, like maybe like 50 feet where I was sleeping.
Okay.
And I would try and go to sleep, and I'd wake up and be like, no, can't do that. And then I'd like walk in the back, and everyone was back there, to what I can only imagine being like, what the fuck is going on with him? Like, what did he do? Yeah. Like, what did he eat?
What is he on? 'Cause I
like-
want some of that.
And like, I remember at one point having to like knock through a door, like with my shoulder, to be able to go throw up in the bathroom. I'm guessing they were like, he's not coming back in here. And I was like, oh, I'm coming back in there.
Oh my God.
And I was like puking, going back, trying to fall asleep. I know Ryan was like trying to sleep out there at some point as well. And I just remember him being like, it's okay, dude. Like, it's all going to be okay. And in my mind, I was like, I want to fucking die. Please, God, somebody take me away.
Everything's spinning.
And
Did
like,
you get the spins?
the spins?
Yeah, you know what that
The
is?
fucking like spin cycle, baby. Like, it was horrible. Like, I was like laying down and I felt like I was in a washing machine. But like, at one point I was convinced I was a butterfly,
Oh.
because I'm like, I feel like I'm flying and I have small vision. I must be a butterfly.
It checks out.
Yeah. So, but then I woke up the next day and I was like,
Let's do
what?
it again.
No,
We
no.
rally.
God, no. My dumbass did smoke weed after that again too. I don't anymore because I'm so afraid. But I woke up the next day and I was just like, so like, what happened? And they're like, don't worry about it. And I'm like, thank you. Like, such good people on that tour package.
Until they're on here and they tell me the whole
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, I need the other
All
side
right,
from
this
Ryan.
motherfucker.
Ryan's like, he stripped down naked at one point and was just like running around trying to jump off the balcony.
Ryan's like, did he talk about Boca Raton? All right, hold on.
I'll tell you the real story.
That's funny. That's horrifying. I've had panic attacks before, and that shit is like, you get that like tunnel vision too, and you feel like you're gonna pass out, but you like don't.
Yeah.
That's the worst. So I couldn't imagine that being all fucked up and then having a panic attack. That's horrifying.
I just like, I don't even remember like what I said to the people, because like there was like half the tour package. I had no idea what happened that night either. And I was just like, I got really fucked up. I don't remember much. But I remember that I was being a fucking nuisance.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, we just like, I don't know, we had like a great dinner and it was air conditioned. Mind you, the place we're staying at, like, because there were so many fucking bodies in there, the air conditioning just couldn't keep up. So it was
just hot as hell.
sweaty.
Yeah.
I was a butterfly just trying to hold on to existence. Like, it was fucking bad.
Fucking butterflies, man. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
can't even imagine that. That sounds like a nightmare, but also a blast at the same time.
I'm just gonna go with the first part. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was just a nightmare.
Maybe a blast for no, probably not a blast for everybody else. I don't know.
Maybe.
All right, so Detroit, Great Grief Trailer Party.
Yeah. So, where do I start this one off? We were playing in Detroit, and like, like Detroit, like you have to like watch your shit. You know, like it's unfortunate, but like it's just like the reality of it is like you gotta like play the show and get the fuck out of there. Essentially,
it's the type of place that you stop in to grab something to eat afterwards, and they're like, "Hey, do me a favor, don't go that way. Turn around and go that way when you leave."
Yeah. Fucking. Where did we play with them? I think it was like some other venue, but I remember when we played like Paychecks. You ever play there?
We've only played one place, but it was the same place like more than one time, and it was like a country bar that Eminem used to perform at before he got big.
I think we
it's like a
have
big freaking venue. Like not huge, but it was like a bar that had like a decent, probably like 300 cap room there.
Yeah. Okay. So like
never filled it. Just saying. Never filled it.
I don't know if shows in Detroit do get filled. You know. I mean, we did play some really great shows there, but like we played like because like you go, they're like, oh yeah, just go this way. Make sure to not go towards like that way.
Because typically they're like, you're on 12 mile. 8 miles that way. Don't go that way. You're gonna die.
Like,
so go this way.
Your Messiah came from there, but you shouldn't go there. So we were like, all right, we're playing the show, great show, and we're with Great Grief, who's a band from Iceland.
Okay.
They're like very well versed, like with like, you know, like their English is fucking flawless because you know other countries have like way better school systems than us.
Can't prove that.
What's up? You know who you're talking to? I barely passed high school. But so like they're like, I don't know, they're just like super fucking smart, super good to hang out with. And somebody invited us to like a party like 20 miles outside of Detroit, and we're like, cool. They're like, you can sleep here, blah blah, whatever. And we get there because they were like, oh, there's gonna be like a party, and we're like, we weren't like much of like a party band. Like we didn't really love going to a place with like a bunch of people and like all this stuff.
We lived for that.
Yeah,
we did.
From
really
what I
did,
remember, you telling me.
Yeah, dude, we lived for that.
Yeah, fucking yeah. We were not that. Yeah. I don't know why. Like, I mean, when we did, we had fun, but like, we were just like, oh, we just want to chill, go to Walmart, fucking eat SpaghettiOs out of a can, and like piss in the parking lot. Right. You know, that was our idea of a good night.
Oh yeah,
but
not getting kidnapped.
Yeah, yeah.
Such a ridiculous story, dude. Oh man. Okay, sorry. Continue.
So like we get there, and we're thinking like, oh, there's about to be like 50 fucking people here. Like, oh, we don't need to bring alcohol because like we're the fucking band. They're gonna be like, oh, here's a fucking beer, because like as much as like we had like no egos, we're like, that'll probably happen. You know? Yeah. We show up and there's the dude who was at the show, and then like 2 young girls, like 15-year-old girls. And we're like, okay, this is a little sketchy, but like, we don't have alcohol. He does. We're just going to hang out, like whatever. We need a place to sleep.
Right.
Because it was like, I think that was wintertime. So like Detroit, like, I mean, we didn't want to sleep in the van if we didn't have to.
Yeah.
We ended up sleeping in the van so fucking much during the winter.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. So like, we're like, okay, fuck it. We'll just get through this. We'll sleep here. We'll leave in the morning, whatever. We couldn't end up sleeping there because, I mean, like, to me, it was just like a weird fucking vibe. The dude kept on being like, you can sleep here. And then being like, you guys need to get the fuck out by this time. But, you know, like, and like going back to being like, yeah, you guys can like leave whenever. And we're like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then one of those girls apparently came up to Sky and was like, I just feel like our wavelengths are like on like the same like path right now. And Sky was like, we need to get the fuck out of here. So we ended up like making up some fucking story and just like being like, all right, see you later. And just slept in like our cold ass vans in Walmart. But like, yeah, that could have been really fucking bad.
Yeah. Bungler would be no more.
Yeah. Like I think and not just Bungler, but us as individuals
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
no more.
You guys are you may be no more. Dude, that's we never really had like sketchy moments like that. We were a party band. Like that was kind of our thing was like we tried to we tried to be the band that like especially home was like home in Nashville I'd say were like the two places that and Syracuse were the places that like people actually kind of grasped onto what we were trying to do, which was like everybody go get a drink, let's go, like let's party. And that that was the lifestyle we were living, so it worked out for us in that whole thing. But like we were never in a situation where we were like, oh shit, like let's just get up and go. And I'm sure we were, but it wasn't like that.
Yeah, it was definitely like I'm glad we like had the wherewithal, like I mean like not wherewithal, but like we weren't like fucked up off our like our own supply.
Yeah.
At a certain point to be like, oh, there's nothing wrong here, like because like we were just like, oh, we see like one thing that could lead to like 4 other things that could lead to something
Right.
where like like cops show up, blah whatever. So we're just like, all right, like we're just gonna get the fuck out of here. Like we were pretty good with just like knowing when we should leave. Which is like also to bring it back to like how you said like people were like getting with what you guys were doing, like being like, oh, like let's get a drink, blah blah whatever. Like because of the way I acted, people wanted to give me free alcohol all the time. Like when I was on stage.
Yeah, because
like,
they were like, this dude's crazy.
Yeah, this dude fucking parties. And I'm sitting there, I'm just like on the phone with my girlfriend, like, I miss you so much. Like I can't wait to be home with the cats, So like completely different vibe, but I really did ask for it.
So on last week's episode, I made a clip about dildos with Matt. Someone commented, I'm trying to find it here. I don't know how to do it on here. There it is. Someone commented and was like, I can confirm, last time I saw Greg, he slapped me in the face with a dildo.
Who was this? Oh, Colton.
Colton. Shout out Colton.
Shout out Colton. Yeah, I'm with Matt. You guys fucked up. Dildos were great to have.
But we wanted, like, we weren't thinking about that. We wanted beer. That was it.
Yeah, which is fucking lame, dude. You could have had a double-sided dildo. You could have had the 18-incher Doc Johnson double-sided dildo.
Oh, the amount of fun we missed out on.
We, but like maybe pre-touring or while we were touring or whatever, we came up with a game that Sky named Libber, Libber.
Okay.
And we would go to like the Tops parking lot by where we like all lived, and there'd be like the one long line like in the middle for like and like where like the spaces are.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 people would stand on like either end of that line, and then there'd be people right outside of like the slash lines, like the where the spots are.
Right.
And the people in the middle were trying to get up to 21 by like with a frisbee.
Okay.
And you could do like tomahawks, and it would be like 2 points or whatever. There was 2 other people on the other side where the only goal was to try and hit the frisbee out of the air with a Doc Johnson 18-incher all black double-sided dildo. And let me tell you, when it happened, it was like the world fucking stopped. It was the best moments of our lives.
You're freaking out and shit?
It was a fucking workout too. But like we could only play it at like midnight.
Yeah, when no one's around.
Yeah, and every time a car would go by, we'd just hide the dildo behind our backs. But yeah, so we always had one with us,
Right.
Because why wouldn't you? You just be like you want an intruder. Oh, I actually haven't. This segues into another good story. But like you have like oh no, intruder, whack. Like it's good.
Hit me with a fucking dildo?
As we all know, every intruder is homophobic. The one that's my plan. Like I have a machete in my apartment because you need a machete.
Yeah, you have to have a machete.
But my first thing to do would be like if I hear like somebody rustling around, I'd be just like strip
Grab
down,
the dildo.
strip down, and just be like, "What do you want?" And just like have like everything hanging out, and they'd leave. You know,
Probably.
Yeah,
This
probably.
guy's fucking crazier than I am.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like, you know, if you can't get undressed that quickly, you need to have a second option. But, fuck, where is I going with this?
I have no idea.
Oh,
You're
okay,
supposed to be
I
telling
remember.
a story about hitting Colton in the face.
To be honest, I hit a lot of people in the face with those dildos.
So we're past that.
Yeah, I'm sure I did.
Okay.
I'm so sorry I don't remember it.
Oh, that's totally fine. All right.
But
You were saying you strip down, and then if you can't strip down fast enough, there's always the dildo.
yeah, yes, it was never like like an. I don't want to say impractical, but like it was always the funniest one we could find.
Okay.
But anyways, this leads me into another story that I don't know if a dildo was involved in. But it reminded me, we were on tour with Lifelink. It was just us and Lifelink. And it was like kind of like a half US. So we drove all the way down to Arizona, played like one show in St. Louis, and then like made our way back up to Buffalo where we played the last show. Somewhere along the way, we were in a Walmart parking lot. They had like a little grill, like then they would go into Walmart and buy like buns and hot dogs, and like one of them got bacon or whatever.
Right.
We're just like chilling, having a great time, like parked our vans like next to each other, like kind of having like a little Walmart party. And this one weird dude walks up, and one of the dudes from Lifelink, like a complete opposite person of me, like this dude walked up and I was just like, nope, like I'm not fucking dealing with this guy or whatever. But the dude from one of the dudes from Lifelink was just like, "Hey, buddy, what's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, where's this gonna go?"
Why?
And like this dude was like fucked up off something. Couldn't tell you what. Like he wasn't drunk, and it wasn't weed.
Was he a butterfly?
Oh yeah. He's just like, "Hey, buddy, what's going on?" And this dude just like kept on talking about weird shit. I can't really remember, but he's just like, "Yo, can I get one of those hot dogs?" And one of the dudes from Lifelink was just like, "Yeah. You want bacon around it?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, that'll be like $50." And the dude gave him the money.
What?
So like this dude like eats his $50 Walmart parking
He
lot
gave him
hot
50
dogs.
bucks?
Yeah. Like,
Whoa.
yeah. So like, I mean, hey, why not try?
No, I mean,
you know?
that's why you try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's brilliant.
Dude hung around, was being like a little weird, eventually left. We all fell asleep. We wake up in the morning and I hear something from the back of the van. Like, cause like Ryan had like his like back door cracked open a little bit. Cause like it was like hot as fuck. So like I hear something and I'm just like, what the fuck is that? And I go back and like, like the trailer hitch thing and like the little space in between with like the rods or whatever. I don't know if it was the same guy, but there was like one of those like probably like $15 like from Walmart KY vibrators just going. And there was something weird on it. I'm guessing cum. Just a little bit.
Yeah, but it was just, he just left it on your...
And he just, like somebody, definitely him, draped it over and just let it run. And we woke up to this like, like against like the concrete. And we were just like, what the fuck is this? And like, it could only be that guy.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy. That's weird. That's super weird.
Yeah, because he wanted to hang out,
Yeah.
you know? And I mean,
hilarious.
maybe he was hanging out the whole night. We just didn't notice.
People are just like, all of this guy walked up and was like, these guys have a dildo. And I have one as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you were the only band who didn't have a dildo.
Dude, it just wasn't our thing. It just wasn't our thing. I know that that's a thing, but not for us, man. I don't know. What were you going to say earlier?
You remember Anchor Me Down, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the other band from that like time period, The World Went Blind?
Sounds familiar, but not really.
Yeah.
No.
You want to know why you didn't?
Why?
Because nobody did.
Were you in that band?
I was in that band. It was really unfortunate too because the music was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that we were trying to like ride the coattails of the success that Anchor Me Down had.
Okay.
But we were all friends, so we're like, cool, let's do a split EP. And like,
as friends do.
yeah, you know, Kev Lockwood did like the album art. It was super cool. And like we did all this like cool promo shit because that's when like we were like super into the art of it, which like we still are, but like that we were like, holy shit, we have full creative control over this. So we're like, we want to do it this way, blah, blah, whatever. What we shouldn't have done was try to print on vinyl DIY.
How would you even do that?
You essentially contact Pirates Press. Yeah,
oh,
right.
you were just like trying to pay for it DIY?
Yeah. So
gotcha.
like, and definitely not top priority.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, even back then, you know. But like, to this day, I think Ryan still has like 150 to 200 vinyls of that split.
Wow.
Just hang out at his mom's house.
Wow.
It was fucking terrible because like everything else was awesome. Like the music was great. Like Anchor Me Down had like 2 awesome songs on there. We had like 2 or 3 awesome songs on there. And it just fell so fucking flat with the vinyl because like we had to order like a certain amount.
Was that like right when vinyl was starting to make a comeback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2013, 14, 15 or whatever. Yeah. So like, I mean, if anybody wants one, hit up Ryan Ankenbauer. Please don't contact me.
We'll have Ryan's information below.
Right here. It's right here in my hands.
It's going there. All right. Well, Greg, it's been great. I really appreciate you coming out.
Thank you for having me.
This was a lot of fun. If you come up with more stories, you remember more, you want to come back on, let me know.
Yeah, I will.
The invite is always there. If there's anything you want to promote, now would be the time.
Please, for the love of God, follow my art Instagram. It's Bad Deal Greg. There's a story behind that, but that's for next time. I have a photography page. You can guess what it is. Greg Kolb Photo. Hire me, please. This world's dying and I need money.
Yeah, support the homie. He's killing it in the game out here. He actually I'll zoom in on it, but this sticker, fake space, that is him. That's his design. So
isn't it great? It's
make
so
sure
please think it's great.
Make sure you guys give him a follow. Thanks for watching, sticking around. Like and subscribe across all platforms. StouryTime Pod, StouryTimePod.com. And yeah, we'll catch you next week, or next time, rather. We'll catch you next time.
Bye, bitch.